So I'm standing in Garden Gallery Ironworks. I'm here with Don Sprague, and I'll talk to Don in a little bit, but I'm also here with Gabrielle from Rossi Farms. Now, Gabrielle, we've talked to you before on the show about potatoes, but we're going to talk a little bit more because they're really a popular thing to plant, and we can grow them easily here in this area, can't we?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So let's just jump right into, like, first of all, there's some examples here. I want to talk about those. You have two things here. Tell me what are the differences and why you brought these to show us.
I brought these two because these are nice potato starts, and one has drainage and one doesn't have drainage.
Wow.
And they are planted in identical soil at exactly the same time in similar varieties.
So this is a good example of how potatoes actually do need moisture, but they want it to drain through their system and away.
Yes, for sure. The potatoes do not like to stay wet. They like very evenly moisture throughout the root system and not pooled water. And this container doesn't have any type of drainage on the bottom, but it would be very easy to drill holes.
And let that just drain out then.
Yes.
So then if you're in your garden, let's talk a little bit about how we plant. What would be some of the best suggestions from you, a professional, about how to plant potatoes?
Soil is very important. It's probably the very first thing that I would put investment into. Getting nice, fluffy, rich soil to keep the ground evenly moist, but also light and fluffy. What happens if you have dense soils is that your potatoes will kind of grow a little bit crooked. They'll taste the same, but they just won't be as beautiful.
And what about, I've heard a lot of people talk about, planting it and then you start mounding it up when it starts growing and you build up around it. Is that good? Is that bad? What is the benefit of doing it?
The benefit of doing that is when the potato starts getting out of the ground, you can start covering the base of the plant, but shake the dirt off the leaves, and it will create the root system to make the roots delve
And that's
deeper.
a perfect example of that.
Yes, you can see how deep these roots are by looking at the plant. So the deeper you get these roots, the more nutrients they're also going to get, and the more room it has to grow potatoes deep into your garden bed.
And this seems like it's a very young growth to me, right? This hasn't been growing for very long.
That is correct.
So I think the big question for a lot of people that I hear is, so I've got this in the ground, the potatoes grow in the ground, it's not like I pick them off top. How do you know when it's ready?
But that's an excellent question. Usually towards the end of the season, all potatoes have different harvest dates, but you'll notice the vines start to get limp and start to fall over. And when that happens, your potatoes are probably done growing. But if you get hungry before then and you just want dinner, you can always kind of reach in and feel around, and at the base of the plant, you'll feel the actual tubers kind of popping out.
Kind of like that one right there.
Yep, so if you kind of move the soil away, you'll find something very similar to this that had grown off of the actual potato plant. And the deeper you go, the more you'll find. And these will be very young potatoes, so the skin's going to peel off very easily because the skin isn't set yet. And that's something we had talked about in the show that we did last time with you.
So really, they're not difficult to grow, are they?
No, it's actually hard to stop them from growing, actually, as you've probably seen in your pantry sometimes.
Right, that's so true. Now, here's the fun thing. There is a great event celebrating potatoes, and I'm going to jump over here and talk to Don Sprague. Okay, so Don, now tell me about this event that's happening today.
The PotatoPalooza. Yes.
I love that.
We're so excited because Gabrielle from Rossi Farms is here, and she's going to come and help us on Saturday. We're going to explain to people how to plant potatoes and how to do it correctly and all the things that you should or shouldn't do.
So all of those questions that we might still be pondering, like the example of a growing potato you have, how do we plant them? Is it okay to plant? All of those questions, she's going to be able to answer all of those, isn't she?
Well, this is some potatoes we found in our well house left over from last year's crop. And she said it'd be fine to plant. And look at that thing. I mean, you could probably get 2 or 3 ton off that thing. But anyway, she's got like great seed potatoes, and we're going to offer them here to people. We're going to have some containers.
But it's more than just the sale of the seeds. You've got some actual tasting going on, don't you?
Oh, we got some great tasting. We're going to do some potato skins. We're going to do some French fried stuff, and we're going to do some on the grill stuff. And we're going to use some of the Benedict and Sons Sisters mustard from Mount Angel.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
As a little dipper,
Yeah, and I'm seeing stuff behind me here.
Oh, and for the real treat, everybody tells me that, the Angry Orchard really goes good with potatoes, so we're going to be serving Angry Orchard.
And you're going to test the theory, aren't you?
Oh, yes, and then we're going to have a little wine to go with it, too.
Nice,
so.
Nice. Now, also, I have to say that you have a sweet deal that you are doing with potatoes in containers that I think it's amazing. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, we ran into Gabrielle at the Yard Garden and Patio Show in
Yeah.
Portland, and I just got so excited to stand back listening to all the questions people had about
Yeah.
potatoes. And I said, you know, we should really help our customers with getting into growing some potatoes like on their deck or on their patio. So we found these great containers, and then we're going to offer you, it's going to be full of soil. We'll offer you some seed potatoes to go in it, and the container all for $20.
$20.
$20.
I think that's very reasonable.
And you're probably going to get like $500 worth of potatoes.
Well, whether that happens or not, I think that what's amazing about that is it really allows people that live in apartments, condominiums, have spaces that don't have a lot of vegetable garden space, to really grow potatoes.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Well, look, we love coming out here anyway to Garden Gallery Ironworks. Now we love coming out here even more because Rossi Farms is here. So you can mix both of those things together this Saturday until about 3 o'clock. Come out, you can ask all of your questions to Gabrielle. You can purchase a bunch of stuff and enjoy potatoes. Go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you to either website, get all kinds of information there, and then come on out and enjoy the day. Don, thank you so much. Gabrielle, thank you.
Thank you.